introducing first, wearing the plaid, tonight accompanied by legendary referee Gabe from St. Clair, Missouri, weighing 598 pounds, the legendary Midwest tag team, the Bulls of the Woods, Abe and Gabe, the Lumberjacks. And their opponents, weighing a combined weight 604 pounds. First, from Chino State Penitentiary, he is the man they call Lockdown, Tony Raze. His tag team partner, the other half of the tag team champions, from San Antonio, Texas, the man known as the Big Texan.
Fans, welcome to Lemay, Missouri for another installment of St. Louis Wrestling in HD. This is Ben Simon here with you for perhaps about the next hour, covering some of the action we're seeing here tonight in Lemay at American Legion Post 162. This is the first card we've had in this building. It's a co-promotion of the MMWA, Nick Ridenauer and Tim Miller. And we're kicking it off with this big tag team match for the titles. The Lumberjacks, there on your left in the plaid, definitely looking to be back on top of the game. And the Texan and Raze, well, they want to prove that their win was no fluke a few months ago over the Lumberjacks. Jim Harris is the ref. You saw the belts right there. This is not going to be a technical classic. But I don't know if you caught that earlier. Dave Hebner, actually. Yes, the Dave Hebner of WWF and TNA fame is out there. You saw him in the black. He's seconding the Lumberjacks here tonight. Gabe will start for the Lumberjacks. He's the number 5 contender in the heavyweight ranks. And Tony Raze will start for the odd couple of wrestling, the Big Texan and Tony Raze. This isn't just another event, fans. If you are here, you are a part of history. This is the night for the St. Louis, or rather the King of St. Louis Cable Cup Tournament, where the winner of this one-night, 8-man elimination tournament will become the King of St. Louis Cable. You get to win a trophy, which we'll see later on, and also you are guaranteed a shot at the Missouri-Illinois Heavyweight Championship. And we've seen some matches already in that tournament as Raze goes for an early cover, not enough to keep Gabe down. So this tournament is much anticipated. We've reseeded some of the bracket. Sean Vincent has been replaced by Max Archer. In the first round, we saw Gary Jackson and Ace Hawkins go at it. We saw Dave Vaughn versus Max Archer, Brandon Espinosa versus Big Dave Osborne, and Philly Blunt versus Johnny Courageous Texan. Whoa! There they are, suffocating Gabe Hall of the Lumberjacks. And I will go over the results of this tournament, and you will see the final later on tonight. Also coming up next, we have an impromptu match. By impromptu, I mean it was set just moments ago. It will be LaMarcus Clinton, LMC, challenging Brandon Espinosa for the TV championship. How will this affect Brandon Espinosa's progress in the tournament? Well, I will let you know after this match. Look at the face on Abe. Hey, that's Waco. That's the Big Texans tag team, or former tag team partner, I guess. I don't know if they're still together. I've always wondered what Waco had to say about this odd team of Raze and the Big Texan. You know, it's said that the night when the Texan and Tony Raze won those tag titles, Raze was substituting for Waco. Perhaps Waco feels he should be in this match defending the tag titles. Maybe he's jealous. I don't know. Maybe they want to form a super six-man tag team. I don't know. It's anyone's guess here in Lemay, Missouri. Fans, for more information, visit us online at MMWA-SICW.wordpress.com. That is our temporary website. The regular one is currently offline. We will be online again shortly. That's MMWA-SICW.wordpress.com. Lumberjacks are a unique tag team. Some people hate them, some people love them, much like Gary Jackson. They cheat if they have to. They cheat if they have to. And they really show no remorse for what they do to their opponents. And I said earlier online that this one is not ending clean. There is no chance. Last few times these guys have met, we've seen the nightstick come into play. That police baton of Tony Raze. The Big Texan and Lumberjack Gabe going at it. Texan gets the best of him. Blows to the midsection. And Gabe cuts him off before he can execute that superplex. And good thing for the Lumberjacks. Well, no question about it. Love him or hate him, you know who the fans here in Lemay are for, as that Lumberjacks chant rings out. Gabe tagged in. Ooh, big boot. Double boot by the Lumberjacks.
5 minutes have expired in the match. 25 minutes remain.
All of the matches on tonight's card are 30-minute time limit. We are at the American Legion, post 162 in Lemay, Missouri. And we do plan on coming back. We've had a great turnout tonight. And I talked to Tony Costa, and Tony said he wants to come here maybe 3 or 4 times a year, starting in 2012. But this is a magnificent card we have, including 2 title matches. Now, it was going to be just one, but don't forget, we have Brandon Espinosa defending that TV title against LMC LaMarcus Clinton. And I'll give you an update on how he's doing in the tournament right after this match. There's Waco on the outside, scratching his chin. Waco looks like he slimmed down a bit. He looks like he might come in at about 240 now. We haven't seen Waco in a while though in Missouri. I'm not sure where he's been. And here comes the man they call Lockdown, Tony Raze. Now we're going to see the double team tactics. Big elbow right to the back of the head of Lumberjack Gabe. Texan's going to roll him over real quick, but referee Jim Harris, good job by him. He's not going to count until Tony Raze gets the heck out of the ring. And while his back is turned, Abe comes in. If Ric Flair is the dirtiest single player in the game, this tag team is the dirtiest tag team in the game. A double axe handle from the Axeman. Lumberjack Abe. The Texan is in the ropes. We have a smaller ring here tonight. This is Tim Miller's ring, actually. I believe it's 16 feet, which is actually a much smaller ring than is usually used. At South Broadway, I believe it's 18 to 20 feet. Texan outside, Gabe taking the big Texan to town. Look at those uppercuts. And the action is kept inside the ring. Boom! Big clothesline as someone in a witch hat runs by the camera. Yes, it's Halloween here at the American Legion. Waco inconspicuously walking across the camera. Hey, how you doing? Gabe puts on this headlock variant on Texan, who is grounded. Jim Harris is right on top of things here. Look at Abe in the background, having some words with Dave Hebner. Yeah, Dave Hebner has thrown all of his unbiased officiating past out of the window in recent weeks with his support of the Lumberjacks, Brandon Espinosa elsewhere, so on and so forth. I thought Earl was the evil twin, not Dave. What's wrong with you, Dave? Oh, big chop by Lumberjack Abe. Lumberjacks, you know, Tim Miller says they've been the 465-time tag team champions. Well, I don't believe it's been that much quite, but probably close.
10 minutes have expired in the match. 20 minutes remain.
They keep winning the titles and keep losing them back, but the thing is, they're kind of like the tag team equivalent of a Ric Flair. This is the second time I've compared them to Ric Flair, unbelievably. And that it's all about longevity for the Lumberjacks. But if they lose tonight, you know, you don't really see the Lumberjacks lose 2 in a row. If they lose tonight, their age might start to come into question. Their dominance might be doubted. Whoa, Gabe just shoved off the second rope, or off the apron by Waco. Waco DDTs the big Texan outside the ring.
I told you, what? I'm not Waco. I'm not Waco.
Well, that's Jimmy D. That is Jimmy D. That is Tony Raze's former tag team partner. I guess he wants Raze back as a tag team. Gabe taking advantage of the Texan on the outside with that chair. Well, we knew it. There's the nightstick. Tony Raze down. This one is going to be going in the Lumberjacks' favor. Just call me a savant. The Lumberjacks are champs again.
Ladies and gentlemen, here are the winners. And once again, the tag team champions, Abe and Gabe, the Lumberjacks.
Well, let him enjoy it with Dave Hebner there. Well, there you have it. New tag team champions, folks. The Lumberjacks are back on top once again. Well, that was the first match you saw here tonight. We're halfway through the card, actually, almost towards the end. And let me set up the finals of this tournament for you for the St. Louis King of Cable Cup. In the first round, we saw Brandon Espinosa just usurp Big Dave Osborne, who was a big man but also a very big underdog. In the second match, we had Phil E. Blunt taking on Johnny Courageous, and Phil E. Blunt came out on top. After the match, Blunt and Espinosa confronted each other. They were to meet in the semifinal match, the first semifinal, but Phil E. Blunt said he respected Brandon Espinosa and the new generation, and so he's not going to be in the match, and he gave Brandon an automatic pass. Well, Brandon is now in the finals. That was difficult. And we saw the wrestling machine, Dave Vaughn, take on Max Archer, a last-minute replacement. And Dave Vaughn took down Max Archer, who was pretty game for this tournament, but Dave took him out with that spear. That's all she wrote. Gary Jackson defeated Ace Hawkins, who only came in at 165 pounds for tonight. Very, very small for actually a tournament competing for a heavyweight prize. But Gary Jackson took him out with that Las Vegas leg lock, and so there were three. We had Jackson versus Dave Vaughn in the second round, the winner to meet Brandon Espinosa. Gary Jackson came out on top in that one. Tonight's event is brought to you by MissouriWrestlingRevival.com, your stop for all things Midwest Wrestling.
This match is for the Television Championship. Introducing first, wearing the red, from St. Louis, Missouri, weighing 180 pounds, LMC LaMarcus. And his opponent, wearing the purple, he is the Television Champion. Fighting out of St. Louis, Missouri, weighing 180 pounds, Brandon Espinosa. 30-minute time limit. Your referee is Jim Harris.
Oh, no one's going to destroy me, okay?
Well, as I said moments ago, regardless of the outcome of this match for the TV championship, Brandon Espinosa will be in the next match against Gary Jackson. It's the final of the King of St. Louis Cable Cup tournament. Now, if Brandon Espinosa wins, he'll get a guaranteed heavyweight title shot, a rematch essentially against Gary Jackson from last month. But if Gary wins, well, he gets the big trophy. He's the King of St. Louis Cable, and he gets to choose his next opponent. Gary's essentially in this for a winner's purse and a trophy. But I'll tell you what, Brandon, if he beats Gary Jackson tonight, he better campaign for a no DQ match, because what's stopping Philly Blunt from coming in and ruining the whole thing? There's the LMC shuffle. LMC, yeah, he's an underdog in this one. He accepted the last-minute challenge, but he would love to win his first title here tonight in Limay, Missouri. Whoa, body slam. And another scoop slam by LMC. The high-flying Enigma is controlling the ring. Brandon bows out to take a break. Brandon Espinosa, the current television champion, on the outside. Whoa, LMC! Slingshot over the top rope. Man, these fans are loving this, and so am I. Oh, man. Brandon Espinosa, he kicked that middle rope, and it crotched LaMarcus Clinton immediately. He's rolling around on the mat in pain. And the crafty 6-year pro, I guess he wants to still be known as the only member of the elitism. Brandon Espinosa firmly in control. LaMarcus Clinton right now is the #9 contender in the junior heavyweight division. Whoa! Right now the kingpin of that division is Johnny Courageous. LMC hasn't got a shot at him yet, but he will be more than happy to take the TV title from Brandon Espinosa. Brandon's only the 3rd TV champion we've ever had. First champ was Gary Jackson. He lost to Dave Vaughn. and Brandon took out Dave Vaughn a few months ago. I believe that was five or 6 months ago. And I may be wrong on this, but I do believe that LaMarcus Clinton's first match at South Broadway was back in January with Brandon Espinosa. That night he was leveled with a knockout punch. We have that in our intro video. I always reference that little piece of video, you know, just in case you want to see what the knockout punch looks like real quick. Just go to the intro. And after this match, I will go backstage, have a word with Brandon Espinosa about his match with Gary Jackson coming up next. I'm trying to talk to Gary, too. LaMarcus Clinton said, whenever he was asked why he is eligible at this point in his career to fight for the TV championship, he said, oh, he loves TV. He watches it all the time. Well, I guess that's reason enough. Double clothesline. Both men crash to the mat. No way is Jim Harris going to get to that 10 count. Brandon goes for the knockout punch, and it is blocked. LMC has eaten that fist before, and he doesn't want to eat it again. LaMarcus Clinton, big clothesline. LMC back elbow. Leg drop takedown.
5 minutes have expired in the match. 25 minutes remain.
LMC going up. Don't hit the tiles, man. Yeah, he won't need to worry about the tiles. He's got a completely different problem right now. Brandon has LMC crouched on the top rope, in pain. Brandon is going up, perhaps with that frog splash. Yes. Oh, wow. Look at the impact there. It's over.
Here is your winner and still TV champion, the Brandon Espinosa.
Tonight's event is brought to you by MissouriWrestlingRevival.com, your stop for all things Midwest Wrestling. Brandon, first Philly Blunt says he's not going to face you. He drops out of the tournament, and instead you get LMC instead, defending that TV title successfully. But tonight, it's not for the title, but it is a rematch, and if you beat Gary, you get a shot at that title. What do you have to say about it?
Well, as you can tell, right here, I've already defended my title tonight. I've told you guys before, I am a fighting champion. I have held this title for over 6 months now. Before that, it was the junior heavyweight title. I even defended the Battle Royal title in singles competition. So when I win tonight against Gary Jackson, I get a guaranteed title shot anytime, any place. If I want to take him out at his house, I've got the contract. I bring a referee. There we go. If he has a match, a brutal match against somebody is injured, I can come out with that contract, beat him, and reclaim that title. Or because I am a prestigious type of champion, and I am somebody that is epic in the ring, I will go out there and challenge him to a one-on-one match, and I will take him at his best, because Brandon Espinosa is an elitist, and I am the best of the best.
All right, it's coming up next. Can Brandon win a guaranteed Missouri-Illinois heavyweight title shot? We will see. Let's go back to the ring. And there you see the 3.5-foot tall King of St. Louis Cable Cup trophy. Well, I don't see a cup, but it's definitely a trophy. Gary, Brandon looked like he had your number last month at South Broadway, and some say that Philly Blunt, in effect, saved your title reign. What do you have to say about that?
Well, you know, the great one, gorgeous Gary Jackson says this: when I come to the ring, I'm coming by myself. I cannot stop nobody from running to the ring to get a piece of me. Once you become the champion, you are the hunted. So if I had eyes in the back of my head, I wouldn't have to look around for guys like Philly Blunt and Brandon Espinosa. Brandon Espinosa is going to be me and you tonight in the championship. And I guarantee you, brother, I'm going to put it on you like I did at South Broadway, because I want that cup to go with this trophy, with this title.
Okay. Gary, good luck tonight. We're in for a hell of a match, fans.
And one more thing. When I come into the ring tonight, I'm coming for 4 reasons. Reason number 1 is I'm coming to win. Reason number 2 is I refuse to lose.
Never.
Rule number 3 is I will cheat if I have to. And rule number 4 goes especially to Brandon Espinosa. Don't forget the rules.
This is the final match of the King of St. Louis Cable Cup Championship Tournament. Introducing the referee is Jim Harris. Ladies and gentlemen, first, wearing the black and pink trunks from St. Louis, Missouri, weighing 180 pounds. Earlier tonight, he defeated Big Dave Osborne. He is the current television champion, the Brandon Espinosa. And his opponent, wearing the orange, earlier this evening, he defeated Ace Hawkins and Dave Vaughn. He is the current Missouri, Illinois heavyweight champion from Sin City, Las Vegas, Nevada, weighing 221, the great one, gorgeous Gary Jackson. 1 fall, 30-minute limit.
Well, here we go. It's the second show in a row that we're seeing Gary Jackson versus Brandon Espinosa, but I don't think anyone is complaining. It's too bad that the title isn't on the line. This is the final of the King of St. Louis Cable Cup Tournament, the first one ever. Brandon does not hide the fact he does not like Gary Jackson. And from my perspective, it looked like he was winning the match back on October 8th with Jackson when Philly Blunt interfered and the match was ended. Early tonight, Philly Blunt bowed out of the tournament for Brandon. He didn't want to fight him. So he was counted out of the tournament later on. Brandon advanced by a count out. I thought it was pretty lame myself. Kind of a guy wins in the first round and says he doesn't want to fight again. Sounds like he might have been afraid of Brandon. But Philly Blunt is not here right now. We're concentrating on these 2 spectacular athletes, one of which is sitting in a steel chair at ringside. 2 champions, 1 tournament, 1 final, 1 trophy. Brandon, the TV champ. Gary Jackson, the Missouri and Illinois champ. The winner of this match, well, if it's Brandon, he gets a Missouri-Illinois heavyweight title shot and the trophy. If Gary wins, he gets to choose his next opponent. He gets the winner's purse, and he gets the trophy. Gary's here for business, like he always has been. He says he doesn't duck anybody, but he's here for business. Brandon Espinosa is here to prove a point. He says he's the best in the Midwest. And it's not just a cutesy rhyme. He's 329 in the world, according to Pro Wrestling Illustrated. That is the highest ranked independent Midwest wrestler ranking. Gary Jackson, nice arm drag. Takeover by the man from Sin City, formerly of St. Louis, but now fights out of Las Vegas. Gary Jackson does have a strong St. Louis connection, and a lot of people do remember and acknowledge that, and that is why so many fans love him at South Broadway and here and elsewhere. Brandon Espinosa, quick cover after that suplex, and goes for the sleeper. It's the Las Vegas leg lock of Gary Jackson versus the knockout punch of Brandon Espinosa. Gary Jackson, earlier this month, was the first person to ever kick out of a pin after being blasted with that knockout punch. Nice side slam to pry himself out of that situation, but misses the big elbow, does Gary. Brandon says, Gary, you've been around for 27 years. Your time is up. It's time to pass the torch. And Gary Jackson says, someday, but not now. But if you want a torch so bad, he'll stick you one right where the sun doesn't shine. Brandon kick to the chest and a forearm clothesline type maneuver. He just knocked him down. The question on everybody's mind is, if Brandon does win, when is the title match taking place? Well, I don't know. It's a guaranteed title shot in the near future, not specified. I don't know if it's going down November 5th at South Broadway. I don't know if it's going down in December. But it's going down, should he win against Jackson. If Jackson wins tonight, this is going to set Brandon Espinosa back quite a bit on his venture to be the heavyweight champion. He did not fail, really, earlier this month, but he failed to come away with the title. If he loses in this final match, it will set him back. Fans, for more information, visit us online at MMWA-SICW.wordpress.com. That is our temporary website. Usually it is MMWA-SICW.com. That will be back online in about a month.
5 minutes have expired in the match. 25 minutes remain.
On that website, you'll find video, results, wrestler rankings, stories on the front page. And heck, even if you want to train to become a wrestler, you can find out how to do that too. But if you're not serious, you'll be sorry. Gary Jackson. Vertical suplex right in the middle of that smaller ring with Brandon. And the smaller ring does change the dynamic, I was saying earlier, with the tag match, because, well, the ropes are close to you no matter where you go. And so you have more rope breaks. And it's more difficult to put your opponent in an effective submission maneuver or an effective pin cover. And look, Gary pulls in the middle of the ring. He's dropping it like it's hot. The wind up in the elbow. And Gary Jackson, he's tying up the legs. Here we go, the Texas Clover hold. This is the Las Vegas leg lock, he calls it. And Brandon is locking up the back, grabbing the ankle of Gary to no avail. Gary turns him over. It's on. It is on. And not a lot of people kick out of this move. That's Philly Blunt's probation officer at ringside. And he's saying some things to Gary Jackson that are probably derogatory. But Brandon Espinosa rolls Gary Jackson up. He's got him. He's got him. Gary Jackson has been defeated.
Ladies and gentlemen, the winner and king of St. Louis Cable and of the Cup, ladies and gentlemen, the Brandon Espinosa.
Brandon gets a guaranteed heavyweight title shot. Well, he better make the most of it when he meets Gary, or whoever the champion may be, in the immediate future. Gary is irate. Espinosa used the trunks to get the pin. Fans, we'll see you next time. MMWA-SICW.wordpress.com. Brandon Espinosa, look at him. He has the trophy. He's going home tonight a happy man.